Floppy.
Good morning, Don
Good
Johnson. How are
morning.
you,
Good
man?
morning. Happy hour number 11.
Yeah,
They're starting to
uh,
rank up.
yeah,
We got a lot to talk about today.
yeah, we do. Yeah, I mean, mainly like the craziness in the markets, and yeah, I think we'll touch on the USDT tether situation, of course.
Yeah, what's going on there? I know we got another topic that's close to your heart.
Was that Fancy Birds?
Yeah. So that's some unshared alpha right here. We got an unreleased. We're going to be releasing this later this week, but we have a partnership with Fancy Birds now, which Floppy, I know you're really excited to talk about.
I've had a partnership with Fancy Birds for a while too. Yeah,
Uh,
that's a fun one.
Land sales, that's another
Yeah,
topic. We touched a little bit last week on the other side land sale. Crypto unicorns, for anyone who hasn't seen what's going on there. Graphics are absolutely amazing. So cool to watch how they're building out the lands there. And then we got another big one coming up, right, Floppy? Another big land sale.
yeah, that's right. The Alluvium land sale that both of us are involved in. Yeah, we're excited.
Yeah, so Illuvium's that's coming up in just a couple weeks now.
I
But
think June 2nd is the official announced date right now. Yeah.
okay, and another thing I want to talk about, we talked on a little bit about last week, but let's also expand a little bit on the move to earn. Whole what's going on in that space. That's a very, very hot space right now. I know that some of our gamers are involved, some of the team are involved. Definitely something that caught my eye, and
Mhm.
really, really want to talk about that as well.
Yeah, I think that's some good alpha that you see you've dove in pretty hard there. So like, yeah, I'm excited even to hear your thoughts on it today. And then also I think we'll touch on like the drama around the Azuki founders and what happened with
Yeah,
that
cool.
NFT.
There's a lot of
Yeah,
drama there.
yeah, interesting stuff happening right now.
Yeah. But hey, before we talk about all that, we got a pretty special guest today who I'm really, really excited. We have Julian, who's the head of Path Guild, joining us. Julian, can we pull Julian up onto the screen?
Yep. Hey guys. Hello.
Hey, Julian.
Hi.
How are you?
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks. Good to be here. I mean, I haven't joined in one of these sessions before, but hi, I guess.
Well, we know it's late for you. It's early for us, and that just shows like what a global community we have. Julian, for those who don't know, again, is the head of Path Guild. She's a really, really critical part of PathDAO. And Julian, I'm just going to start it off and throw you in here. You got a really exciting tournament coming up, right?
I do actually. So we're actually hosting a Valorant tournament that is open to Southeast Asia. I believe we have a video out as well, so please do check that out. Sign-ups are open as well. Yeah.
Let's play the video. Let's just stop right there.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's just jump into you guys. If you haven't seen this video, it's super, super fresh. So let's pull up the video and I love it.
Yeah, gets the blood pumping there.
So Julian,
how many people are going to be taking part in that tournament?
We're going to have about 64 teams.
Wow.
Registration is open right now, so please do sign up if you haven't yet.
Very cool.
Floppy, you going to try to join a team?
I don't know. I actually, sadly, I've never played Valorant. Maybe I'll go download it after this.
Yeah, we got some time to practice.
You should. You could have an in-house Path Valor session as well.
Yeah.
All the gamers are shaking
their LAN party.
All the gamers are shaking their heads saying, "No, we don't want Floppy on our team."
Oh man. I mean, it's like a first-person, third-person shooter kind of MOBA thing. What is it?
Yes, it's essentially like CS:GO, just with skills.
Okay.
They have different agents with different abilities.
Yeah.
Sorry, Floppy. It's got skills.
Hey,
Hey,
I can point. I can aim.
hey, Julian. So let's
Yep.
just kick it off. Like, can you tell us a little bit more about yourself and your background?
Yep, sure. I guess for those who don't know me, I'm Dawn Warrior in our Discord. So please do join if you're not already there. Just a little bit of background of myself. So I have a background in consulting actually for a couple of years. I grew up in KL and I went to the UK for undergrad for a couple of years. I've always enjoyed games, so really happy to take a leap into the scene. I'm a gamer myself. Was streaming for a bit about like last year, late last year actually. So relatively new. Funny story actually. So I started playing Maple Story during the lockdown period. So I did play when I was a lot younger. Then I picked it up again about 2 years ago, and then haven't stopped playing since. So I picked up stuff like Valorant, learning Dota as well, although really really difficult. And so yeah, just overall really love games in general. Yep.
Yeah, so you're still so that's like your number one game still is like Maple Story and stuff like kind of slower
Yes.
pace stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So like I think Maple Story for me is with like a childhood game. So growing
Yeah.
up, even now, I still love it really much.
Those are always my
A
favorite
loyal
games. The
gamer.
one yeah, the
Sorry.
ones that you can revisit and then like have that nostalgia is like so much fun. Yeah, it's like a good
Yeah,
it's
for
like
sure. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I love the community as well. I mean, it's in
Yeah.
an MMORPG, so
So can you
I can understand that, Floppy. Like we grew up, like I grew up at least playing a lot of Halo, right? And then
mhm,
now all of a sudden they have Halo movies, they have all this stuff, and you feel
yeah.
certain nostalgia, for that.
Yeah, we should get together and play some of the original Halos. Yeah, Halo 1 and 2.
well,
So hey,
I heard there's a sorry, just off topic a little bit. I heard
sure.
it's in Halo Infinite as well. Heard it's
Yeah,
quite a big thing. I haven't really checked it out myself.
I haven't either, but yeah, I know it's out there. So can you tell us a bit more about what you do at PathDAO? You mentioned that your sort of background, but yeah, I mean you're
Yep.
definitely a critical part at PathDAO. So yeah, just go into a little more detail.
Sure, sure. I mean, Chris did mention that, well, I'm a head of growth here in PathDAO. So I think the main goal here is to grow our community and it's like unite gamers essentially. So we're planning different tournaments, events, meetups as well, physical meetups in the future. And now that restrictions are easing in Southeast Asia, definitely planning for those kind of bigger social events.
Mm.
It's
Yeah.
been pretty amazing, Julian, because you've helped the DAO grow in over 5,000 gamers now.
Yeah, so super exciting stuff. We have a lot going on, a lot of moving parts. We have the Game Street uh, signups up as well. So for those that have not signed up, please do. We're constantly improving that as well. So do look out for that
Yeah,
for other functionalities.
Julian's probably being a little understated here. Like Game Street, that's going to be a big focus. It's a big project that we have going forward. So definitely, if you guys haven't signed up, like make sure to do that. And I always say, like, remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel. We are trying to grow the following here, so having you guys subscribe definitely makes a difference. So click that subscribe button if you're watching this right now.
Yep, for sure. I do want to add as well. So, I mean, apart from doing these EMAs, like definitely something in the pipeline would be something like, more videos around us playing games together, having live streams as well, playing games with the community. So, definitely more kind of these things in the future. So, do follow and subscribe to our YouTube channel for sure.
Yeah. So
Nice.
on that, do you want to talk a little bit about like what do the gamers, what do the community have to look forward to like in the months ahead? Like, do you have some, you're in growth, right? And working with the
Mhm.
guild and gamers. Do you have like some specific goals or some stuff that you can share with us?
Yep. So we're definitely looking to kind of build up our games. So we're providing actually both Web 2 and Web 3 games. Web 2 games mainly focusing on our scholarships, like Karmaverse, Axie Infinity, and so on. We're also placing focus on the Web 2 element as well. So I guess starting with our Valorant tournament, which is a really big thing that's going to be broadcasted in June, end of May and June. And other things like getting content creators on board, having more videos out for sure. But the idea is that we want to unite gamers and create an environment where they can make friends, and then enjoy playing with each other,
Hmm.
basically. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the community aspect of gaming is like that's everything, right? Yeah, because
Hmm.
it's
Well, I think this is just a good example, right? Like we have Julian, like it's midnight for you, right? It's late at night. It's
Yes, it
morning
is.
for us in California. We got all these gamers typing in the comments section, asking, when's this tournament going to be? When's that tournament going to be? Yeah, it's cool just how it really brings everybody together. And you're looking, Jansen's mentioned some pretty lofty goals in terms of numbers for the gamers. Can you talk about like growth and sort of numbers and goals ahead?
Yep, sure. So I think for now, I, I guess no number kind of in mind as of yet. So we do definitely have we do want to increase our social media presence as well as our kind of game street setups as well. Currently, that's still a bit ambiguous and a bit uncertain in terms of kind of what the goal would be. But I think if possible, I guess we would try to aim for the millions for our social media following. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm. There you go, big numbers.
Yeah.
And what about guild numbers? I mean, you really can't touch on like the overall numbers plans for PathDAO Gaming Guild.
Well, as of now, not quite. I mean, our gamer count is at 5,000. Our scholar count, so scholarships are at about 1,000. So we have a new kind of Twitter and Instagram page that's super new. Do follow as well if you haven't already. So it's still very, very new, and it's a bit difficult, I guess, to really commit to a number there. But I think.
Well, I will say that
Yeah.
it's been said in the past that PathDAO wants to be the largest gaming guild out there. So
Yep, that's for sure. So definitely.
compared to the other ones, yeah.
Yeah, and I think one very key goal as well is to kind of increase our reach in other regions as well. So definitely Southeast Asia for now, I guess, with both of you being in the States, potentially, I guess, also branching out to the other regions as well.
Yeah, South America. That's something we're definitely going to
Yes,
be focused on.
definitely.
Look, another little bit of alpha here. We got some stuff going on in June. Some exciting stuff in South America. Some in real life action. So I bet Aang's listening to the chat right now. We got some good presence already in Central America. Some gamers in South America, but that's definitely like a region I know that from a marketing standpoint we're focused on growing as well.
Yep, for sure. I wish I was more to talk about, but hopefully I'll come back in a couple of months, maybe in a month or two, and I can give you guys some really exciting kind of updates.
Okay. Well, what can I ask you? Like, what you're enjoying most about your job right now? Like, what like gets you out of bed? What gets you excited?
Got it. Well, I think firstly, I definitely do love the team. I think the PathDAO team is amazing. I mean, you've met the team, right? Wiki, Jensen, Chris, Floppy. They're really great people, honestly. Really nice. And just overall amazing people with really great energy. And I guess as well, I guess being a fellow gamer myself, I do enjoy seeing that shift, the difference in sort of games, moving from the Web 2 to the Web 3 space. I think lastly as well, it's actually the community. It's really nice to see kind of great support from the community. I've gotten to know more as well with everybody, with the clans, just the community in general. And it's been really great. And I do really appreciate each and every one of you for showing so much support.
What's fun about this, Julian, is that, so again, for those of you who don't know, Julian is Dawn Warrior, right? Like in our Discord. And what type of dog is that? It's like a husky?
Right. So it's not a dog breed, actually. It's a Maple Story character, actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Now you got to give us the background.
Yes. Yeah.
So give us the background. Obviously, we're learning some good alpha on Julian.
Great. In Southeast Asia, it's kind of called Soul Master. Again, what it is that it has control over like the sun, essentially. And I can't really say much about the class, but essentially it's a warrior. And the animation surrounds like the solar, basically sun skills of sorts.
Hey, well, that's cool. Now I definitely learned something today.
Yes.
I wanted to we have community members listening, right? And a lot of people like approach me and ask like, how's the best way like we can contribute like to the DAO? Like, how's the best way we can help, grow the guild? Do you have like some suggestions, some sort of feedback that you can share like with the gamers?
Great. Yeah, for sure. So I think just plain and simple, I think the main goal here is that it's really simple actually, is that my wish for the gamers, which is really to have fun. We're here to kind of create a fun environment, where I can interact with each other, play games, hopefully find some friends to play friendly matches with. We're having a lot of amazing initiatives coming up. I think following our socials is definitely one thing. And as well, the Discord is always here for you guys to join in, to chat, to seek support, to find friends, join the voice call, and all that kind of stuff. So do let us know if anything we can do on our part to make that more conducive for you. Whether it being kind of rearranging certain channels, or like maybe if it helps for any of the sages to join in the calls to make you guys feel a bit more comfortable, we're happy to do that. So I think two things here: follow our socials for more updates, as well as, I guess, feedback if possible for what we can do.
Yeah, I think what's cool about what you guys are building in the community is it's that real sense of family. So if I go into the Discord and I just want to, I've had a little bit of a rough morning and I just want to go into one of the channels and chat, or if I just want to go into one of my favorites is the food sharing, right? So you don't have to go to the PathDAO Discord just to talk games. You can go there, you can socialize with friends. There's channels like, for example, the food sharing channel, where people are just putting up photos of their good meals, home cooked meals, or maybe a fancy meal that they had out at a restaurant.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, really, really amazing stuff there, guys. Just really excited to see kind of all these little updates from you guys.
Before we let you go, so you've mentioned the Valorant tournament, but like, is there any more like little bit of alpha you can share, like coming up to get the gamers excited? Is there going to be like tournaments in the future on an ongoing basis, or what kind of thing can you share real quick?
Right. So definitely more of these kind of mid to larger size tournaments, more competitive. So Valorant first. So as you guys might have noticed, it's season 1. So do look out for season 2. And we're also thinking kind of internally about having other tournaments as well, like potentially Dota, I guess League of Legends. So that's more on the tournament front. We're also trying to plan more kind of social events, physical meetups, potentially, I guess, in KL first, since I guess all of us, most of us are based here. Potentially maybe in other regions in Southeast Asia as well. Can't really disclose much at this point. It's really in the planning phases, but that's something that we're definitely looking into.
Cool.
Yeah, you've already accomplished a lot, and you got some really, really exciting months ahead. You guys, we got a comment section here, so we're gonna let Julian go pretty soon. But if you guys do have like some comments in terms of like tournaments that you'd like to see, support for certain games and stuff like that, like definitely don't hesitate to write it in the comment section. Julian will see, like the whole group will see. We're really following like the direction of the community here, as Julian's pointed out. So don't hesitate to write any comments there, write any questions for us, and obviously please subscribe to the channel as well.
Yep. So I see a lot of just before I go, I guess I see a lot of different comments about Minecraft and all this kind of stuff. For sure, I think we will do those kind of smaller scale tournaments. That's definitely in the pipeline as well.
Could we expect you to get back on the live feed for some of these game tournaments coming up, maybe?
For sure, yeah. I mean, we will have a sort of overview of I guess, a gaming tournament calendar of sorts, and hopefully we can share that real soon.
We got a funny suggestion here. He said, we would love to see a friendly game, sages versus sages.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I recently just found out actually quite a few of them play Valorant, and quite a few of them play Dota as well. So definitely something that we can work out. Have a sage versus sage.
Hey, share with Floppy and I though who are the best, right? Because we want to
sure.
we want to be on their team.
Sure, we'll do.
Cool. Well, Julian, thank you so much for joining us today. This is just the first time we're going to have on you here. So, to the gamers in our community, like, Julian, again, is a critical part in helping us grow. And we look forward to having her back here again in the future. Maybe during the tournament, we could showcase some footage or something like that.
Yep, for sure. Definitely. Yeah, thanks guys so much for having me here. Look forward to
Yeah.
seeing all of you guys soon.
Yeah. Thanks so much. Good talking to
Thanks,
you.
Bye
Julian.
guys. Bye bye.
Hey, so Floppy, we got some harder some subjects to talk about. It was awesome to have Julie
Yeah.
in, but now we got to switch to it's been some crazy like last 2 days.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, I mean, yeah, tons of crazy stuff, but I think, what we want to touch on first is the USDT tether kind of unpeg.
Yeah, what is like so when people are seeing this like unpegging, like do you want to give them like some context on like what that kind of like means and
Yeah, so like, yeah, surface level, it's supposed to be backed by or pegged to the US dollar. And you can see it fluctuate by a couple cents here and there when there's market volatility. But yeah, and unpegging means like, yeah, it literally falls off of the peg. So it goes like in this case, way below. It went down, I think it went down to like 60 cents, was it? At the lowest?
yeah.
Even, yeah, something like that. But yeah, I mean, so Tether like has always been kind of under the scrutiny of definitely like the SEC since like 2014. There was always like questions about what kind of backing they had, what kind of collateral, because they've always said that they were backed 1-to-1 by the dollar, holding dollars in reserve. And then it came out later, that it was like that's not necessarily the case, and they were like, well, we're backed by the dollar and other assets. And then it got kind of shadier and shadier as they like kind of got called out on these things. So I don't know. Yeah, it's always been sort of in the back of my mind, like, hey, USDT, because like some of the big vocal critics are like USDT could bring down the entire crypto, and
Yeah.
even global financial system. Like it's like people say wild claims like that, but I mean, you see
Well,
here that
and it also circles back a little bit to like what's going on with Luna, for example, right? Because like
mhm,
that's another issue with like a treasury reserve, right? And
yeah,
dealing with volatility. So like with Luna, like
hmm,
the treasury reserve is Bitcoin, right? And so all of a
hmm,
sudden, like you have that volatility, and then like yeah, where is that one? Where is that one to one?
yeah,
So we're on pretty different time zones. It was interesting the last couple of days. I'm waking up, the team's going to bed. There's definitely been a lot of talk, it's not some, a lot of talk within the Discord channel. Just for everyone that didn't read, I'm going to read a little statement right now. Wiki posted this in the DAO announcements, but he basically given a quick update on the USD T depegging event. We have 5 million USD to farm on Anchor Protocol since the beginning of the year and gained about $250,000 worth of USDT in that yield to today. Okay. But obviously there's some concerns about that exposure. So literally today, like this morning, I guess 2 a.m. our time, Floppy,
hmm,
PathDAO moved all of the UST exposure into USDC
hmm,
and USDT. And the total amount right now is 4.86 million. So we sold at an average price of basically 0.93. So we had a net loss from the UST event of $140,000 USD. Obviously, this is $140,000. That's a loss, right? But it's it's the safe way to go, right? It's something that from a risk management perspective,
hmm,
it's the sensible decision. And I think it's also something that the team just has to focus on moving forward. You can't predict these things, but
hmm.
I do really appreciate the quick action. And I can see it firsthand, right? When we're going to bed and waking up, and you see the chats and threads, Floppy. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, yeah, a lot of blood on the streets right now, but yeah, you
Yeah,
just gotta
people are
hope.
people are asking, what happened to Luna? What happened? Like you just said, it's been a bloody, bloody, bloody week. So a lot of because of the volatility, like specifically like in the case of Luna, like because of the volatility of Bitcoin, then that affects it affects everything, right? Because like
Mhm,
Luna, for example, is their treasury is backed by Bitcoin. So let's say your treasury value is affected so much, by the volatility in the price there. And there's been some kind of shady stuff, it seems like, also going on, Floppy, in the market with people selling large chunks, or people are scared. And when people are
yeah.
scared, there's big price movements.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, this is when the market is when everybody's fearful, it's the time to start buying maybe. But I don't know. I mean, these whole macro things, these whole macro events are just so hard to predict, especially now that the whole crypto markets are tied so much to the like the U.S. and global equity markets that there's a lot of scary stuff going on. So nobody can really predict it, but you just have some cash on the side to dollar cost average in, and
Well,
yeah.
yeah, and you think about the term stable coin, right? So like, on surface value, that's like, oh, okay, that's stable. But all of these all of these assets are backed by stuff, right? And so like
Mhm.
when the asset that it's backed by has, increased volatility, then, obviously it's not going to be as stable.
Right. No, and that's why the whole thing, like how Tether used to say that they were 1-to-1 dollars to USDT backed, and then you're like, okay, well that sounds fair. And then the SEC kind of looked into it, and they were like, well, not necessarily. And then they come out and they kind of like walk back on that statement, say, well, we're backed by some US dollars and then like other assets, and you're like, okay, well now it's getting a little weird. But I mean,
They almost need a TMZ for the crypto industry, right? So like,
yeah,
what's
maybe, huh?
gossip? What's happening? Because
Yeah.
like you hear one story, and then obviously sometimes there's other stuff going on, behind the scenes.
hmm Which maybe we can parlay that into the Azuki.
Yeah, why don't we just jump to that? So they the Azuki. So there was some gossip going on yesterday. I was listening to a couple live Twitter Spaces, but there was essentially a rumor going on. Again, I this is a rumor, not verified at all, but there's a rumor going on that basically the cool cats or there some people were going to out the founder of Azuki, and essentially dox him and say, hey, this guy was involved in a couple other projects before, and really pulled the rug, right? So it caused an immediate reaction. I Yesterday afternoon I was actually watching prices, Floppy, and I saw the Azuki go in 1 hour. It went from 15 ETH to 10 ETH,
hmm
back to 15 ETH.
Yeah.
I think
What?
what's I think what's important here to show you is just that, like, we're in a new space, right? And so, like, you look at, for example, the Bored Ape Yacht Club, and the founders of that, were not doxxed when they started the project. And that's a project that obviously is grown into an industry leader.
hmm
But in that model, in that mindset, there's always going to be, outliers. There's going to be, people that probably have, different objectives. When you look at like serial, entrepreneurs, for example, it's pretty common that they start a business,
Yeah.
they start them until they get that one that really takes off.
Right. Right.
So my feedback, that I heard yesterday was that, some people were looking at it that way. This person had started a couple other projects before, they had not been successful, and he had parlayed, kind of that knowledge, but also that money, into the new project. But again, when you're not doxxed, then you don't really the reputation. You're not putting your reputation on the line as much.
Yeah, I didn't, I didn't know much about Azuki. I was aware of it, of course. I track it on my OpenSea just to see the price, but like I'd never looked into it at all. And talking from somebody that knows nothing, like it sounds like what you just mentioned could be the case. Maybe he like what it wasn't malicious that he rugged. I don't know, but apparently some people are calling him out and saying, hey, no, he straight up rugged people maliciously, use that funds, use those funds to start Azuki. Not saying that Azuki is gonna, a dangerous project to be in. Maybe he's finally hit that one, like you said, serial entrepreneur, and he like wants to make sure that it goes well. But yeah, something, people got spooked, but then the price shot right back up to 15. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think it just shows us and reminds us that we're early in the space. You know what I mean? And
hmm
so like there is no standard format in terms of what's going on with these NFT projects, how the founders are sharing or not sharing information about their history before. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so it'd be interesting to see what goes on in the next couple of days. Obviously, there's a ton of volatility and movement in the market as a whole.
hmm So
So
I've
let
noticed someone in the comments, Aru, has asked if PathDAO plans to invest in any NFT collections, and that
well,
we were going to talk about fancy birds. So I mean,
yeah.
PathDAO, the Treasury owns 130 birds already in that project.
Yeah, you know, if you look at our dashboard, like in terms of under the assets, you can see the classification in terms of like what investment PathDAO has made. So PathDAO has made some significant NFT investments already in the play to earn space. Some of these have been deployed already to the gamers. Others, the guild is getting ready to deploy. But yeah, fancy. You should
Fancy
change.
bird.
You should be fancy floppy.
Fancy. I
So
mean, yeah, I've got,
when did you first hear about Fancy Birds?
gosh, I'm trying to think. It must have been like maybe 3 months, maybe 4 months ago when I was like really started buying some of the like I bought, let me see what it, yeah, I bought some eggs, like some of like before the mint. I never
Mhm.
minted anything, but like before they like, revealed the original Genesis birds, I was buying up eggs. And yeah, I got about 16 Genesis now that I've like sort of bought a little more, and I'm breeding those every time. So now I've got like 80 birds total. I've got
Oh
my
man.
throw them up on the rental dashboard. It's like super fun. Yeah.
Yeah, very cool. And the
Yeah.
game, I think the game, like when I first played it, like honestly, it was like impossible. Like,
Oh yeah. Well, it got easier. We talked about this last week, remember? Like, but yeah, it got easier because they released like I think they've been like tweaking it to make it like more forgiving, and then also releasing the iOS app. Like that, the first time I played it, not on a web browser, was when they released the iOS app like a couple weeks ago, and I was like, oh man, I'm like when I was getting like I was like struggling to get 20, then all of a sudden I was getting like in the 60s, no problem.
yeah.
So yeah, so I think they're tweaking it, and there's definitely a lot of stuff in the pipeline that I know from the founders that they're going to add like some more some FNC syncs where people can purchase little items to like help them through the course, skins, all that stuff. So yeah, the economics are still being worked on, but I mean, people love playing that game and it's addicting. And then like the ability for scholars to play that, rent somebody's bird for free, play it, and make a couple bucks a day, depending on how many birds they're able to play. I mean, that's like so. I mean, I think that's a very compelling model out there. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be cool. Again, we haven't released publicly this partnership yet, but we've actually met with the Fancy Floppy. We met with the Fancy Birds team in person.
Hmm.
Talked to them about some really cool stuff that they have coming up on their roadmap. And I think we're gonna make this article public later in the week. We're just trying to get full approval from both parties. So don't tell Jensen and Wiki that we told
Yeah.
anybody. Shh, okay, guys, big secret. Let's also we touched a little bit last week on land sales. They had the other side land sale. Crypto unicorns did a big land sale, and you're already able to build out that stuff. We got another one coming up, right?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh, the land sale. Oh, the Illuvium one. Yeah, that we mentioned in the beginning. Yeah. June 2nd, I think, is the date that they've set. And yeah, so it's gonna be the Dutch auction style for tiers 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then an English auction for the tier 5, and they're gonna do 2 of the tier 5 arenas. And I mean, they're expecting to raise, depending, God willing, see what the crypto markets are doing. But like, when they announced it, or leading up to all this, before the last couple of days of craziness, like they're expecting about 100 to 150 million dollars in land
Wow.
sales, which is pretty wild. And a lot of it's going to be come in SILV, because who knows, all these people have been claiming it from their staking rewards, but it's going to be pretty wild. Yeah.
But also like for the gamers that are listening, right, Floppy? Like we got to play the beta.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And it is cool. I mean, we're trying to get access for the DAO, like so that we can actually do like some live stuff. But we were doing the auto battler, but it
Yeah.
wasn't even just. It was like so much sicker than like a normal auto battler.
Yeah, I mean, just the graphics, the sound design, everything just was like very immersive. Yeah, and it's so. I mean, all the affinities. Like, I was actually looking yesterday at like some people that have made like affinity charts, and they're like crazy complex. Like how many like different affinities you can create and counter and all this stuff. Yeah.
You know, I forgot to mention this. I'm like jumping back here now, but Fancy Birds is gonna have some sort of like basketball style tournament, right? Like with all the guilds. I was seeing a comment right now, based on the guilds and Fancy Birds, but they're doing something like that, right? Coming up.
Yeah, I think they're doing guild on guild tournament because, like, yeah, each guild has their own. Well, some of the original guilds that had gotten in have their own, unique art style on their birds. So I think, yeah, I mean, it seems like they're planning some big things, guild to guild battles. But yeah, I mean, anything to bring more exposure to that project and get more people flying those birds would be
Well,
fun.
I think it's gonna be cool when we like so we obviously will have like a lot of the gamers playing, right? But what's gonna be cool is to pick like our like all-star team, right? And then like
Mhm.
take like the PathDAO all-stars and like put them up against like, one of the
Yeah.
less inferior.
Yeah, there's like this one guy from Polemos, like Eric, I think his name is Eric or something like that, and he's got like their Polemos bird, and he's like always at the top of the tournament leaderboard. So every time I check, it's like, oh, that guy, and he's clearly like one of the top guys to beat. So Polemos, we're coming for you.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, take aim, you guys, take aim. But yeah, I think going back to the land sales, the graphics on the gameplay, like with the Autobat or Illuvium, just like blew me away.
Hmm.
I have high expectations, but I'm expecting something similar with the land. The land, I
Hmm.
think the land's going to look really cool, and especially the stuff that you can build on it.
Yeah, all the leaks, all the because they're constantly leaking everything. That's what's so cool about Illuvium, how open they are about their game development. But yeah, you can see all those like shiny purple buildings and yeah, you're now seeing like a plot of land fully developed, from their design team, and it just
Yeah.
looks phenomenal. Yeah. Um,
Some people are asking the question. Jansen is not coming on this week. If you guys do have some questions, though, we're happy to talk about them. I'm going to go back just a second here because I think Aru, I think, was asking about like specific like NFT, like non-gaming NFT collections. I
oh,
know
okay.
that I know that the team's looking at it, but again, we're focused on building like the community with the gamers. So if there are some strong like investment opportunities, I know the guys definitely are keeping an eye on it, especially with the volatility that's going on right now. But I don't think that that's a main focus. Is that a good way to put it, Floppy?
Yeah, so that yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, anything that they're just looking to grow the treasury. So anytime if they come across like a good opportunity. But again, yeah, they're focused. They're laser focused on the gaming side of things. So that's what
Yeah,
they know. But
I think personally it'd be kind of cool. My personal taste,
yeah,
I think it'd be cool to have a couple kind of from a marketing side, I think it'd be cool to have a couple of like NFTs that like we're holding that we could use like
some
from
blue chips.
yeah,
Yeah,
marketing perspective. But then again, that goes kind of against the whole investment, right? See, like
yeah.
let's say they get a good NFT and then it doubles or triples in price. Do we sell it? Because obviously that's profit for the DAO, or
I I
do we
think we
hold
ought to.
on to it?
I think we ought to pick up some ETH lizards. Then it'll be like Inception. Like it'll be like a GameFi like investment company or DAO investing in another one.
I think we're gonna be blowing away ETH Lizard's return. So, yeah, I think non-gaming NFTs, it's definitely something they're looking at, blue chips. But again, like, the fund as a whole is really focused on GameFi. You also have to think, I'm saying this to Aru, but obviously talking about this to everybody. You know, the deal flow that the investment team has is pretty it's amazing. So we're learning about projects like long before like they're publicly released. And so that's the type of like alpha that gives us like a competitive advantage over somebody else. So, anyone can go in that has a bunch of ETH and buy these blue chip NFT collections, but we might not be going in with like the same information, the same knowledge that we can enter some of the GameFi projects. So I think they're definitely looking at blue chips. Blue chip is a blue chip, right? So it's an attractive investment, but in the same sense, like, do we really have a competitive advantage there?
Mhm.
I think GameFi is where we have that advantage in that space as one of the real industry leaders.
Yeah, I tend to agree. So should we get a few more minutes? What do
Yeah.
you
If
want to
anyone
move
got
on
any
to
questions,
move there?
yeah, if anyone's got any questions, um, Floppy, they want whitelist spots from you.
Oh, for ETH lizards, ETH lizards are already out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think let's just touch on, we should touch on move to earn.
Yeah.
It's a space that's growing. So since we've talked so much about Fancy Birds today, we're really going to push that partnership out this week. We're going to have some other partnerships coming out. So Fancy Birds is not move to earn. It's what do you call it? Click to earn? Tap to
Tap
earn?
to earn. Yeah.
Fly to
Fly.
earn.
I think they call it fly to earn. Yeah.
But yeah, step in is what we touched on last week in terms of like the move to earn subject. But like there's a ton going on like in the move to earn space. And I think that, I see a big wave coming here. Not just from an enjoyment standpoint. Like I think the move to earn stuff is fun because it gets people out of the house, right? But like the thing that I saw in Floppy is that it's really an opportunity to bring maybe like non-traditional gamers like into Web3. A lot of people, for example, simply need to set up a wallet, right, and kind of get turned away and then don't know how to proceed forward. So I think that like, some of these move to earn projects that are coming up are pretty cool. Some of them are involving animals, scavenger hunts.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be.
Yeah. Do you know of some specifically that you're excited about? Like,
yeah, but the thing is, I'm not sure.
We're not allowed.
Yeah, we've already blown one of the unreleased partnerships today.
Okay.
With Fancy Birds. So let's promise you guys in the community that I'm going to do another move to earn announcement. We're going to do it. Let's do it before the happy hour next week. So we have a couple of good investments that the team has already placed in the move to earn space, and let's definitely share those in the next couple of days.
Cool.
So tomorrow we're doing another AMA, Planet Mojo. Something I'm very, very excited about. If you guys don't know yet about Planet Mojo, we'll drop a link again to the Medium article, like in the Discord. Super, super fresh graphics. Like wow. Like I was absolutely blown away. It's gonna be good to have them in here tomorrow, Floppy, and we can pick their brain on stuff.
Yeah. Everybody tune in.
Hey, so let's just keep it a little bit short today. We appreciate everybody listening and everything like that. Julian, it was awesome to have her come in and talk to us. I really want to have her coming back as we're growing.
Yeah, because she's growing the guild. It'll be like exciting to hear progress directly from her.
And how cool is that she's streaming and stuff too?
I know. Yeah, I got to check out that stream. I also got to download Valorant. I feel bad that I'm
what's funny is she seems so nice, but I bet she would kill you, Rory.
Oh, I know.
In the games.
I mean, I don't think MapleStory is a competitive game. Do you know anything about MapleStory? I think it's like more of a little RPG where you're kind of going through the world and finding. I don't know.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want to play her in Valorant.
Yeah, Valorant, however, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'll be on her. I can try to talk her into being on her team.
Yeah.
Cool, guys. Well, hey, thanks everyone for listening. We talked about quite a bit today. Obviously, we talked about what's going on with Tether, Fancy Birds, Floppy's favorite subject. We talked about that. Land sales. We have a lot going on. Definitely, like with the Illuvium land sales. Let's be honest, there are no advantages for guilds. Floppy, you're talking about Dutch auction, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they're doing the Dutch auction. So if, for people that don't know what that means, I think they're setting prices, like a peak price for each tier of land. I think tier 1 is going to be 2 ETH, and then as it, every 3 minutes or something like that, or even 30 seconds, it drops down in price until all the plots have sold. And then so if it steadily drops down to 1 ETH, and then all of them sell at 1 ETH, then even the people that bid at 2 ETH in the beginning, they get their land for 1 ETH. So it all goes for the same price, just basically the lowest price that it gets to before they all sell out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. We'll keep you guys posted on what PathDAO's doing here. Again, there's no like pre-sales or private sales. So every individual, every DAO, like everyone's in the same boat.
Yeah, and what's cool, like, yeah, again with Illuvium, like I don't know, I'm very excited about Illuvium, and it's like they've like basically said there's going to be no advantages, no competitive advantages for anybody before the game launches. So on day one, when the game launches, nobody will have any alluvials. They'll have their little, like, Arlen. They'll go out, collect their alluvials, and those will be the first ones that people are seeing. So it's pretty cool.
Hey, I'm seeing somebody here in the comment section. They wrote Croatia.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Kakosi, if they're from Croatia. Be cool. It'd be cool if we should do this in the future, Floppy. Let's have the people that are listening live write what country or where they're at while
yeah.
they're listening. It definitely shows. We're both in San Francisco right now on our end. So hey guys, thanks everybody for listening. Final reminder, please sign up and subscribe to the YouTube channel. This is definitely something that we're trying to grow. Tomorrow we have another AMA. We're doing a standalone with Planet Mojo. It'll be exact same time, same place. You can, obviously if you're subscribed to the channel, it'll link you directly to it. But please do help us grow the number of subscribers. Floppy, tell your brothers, your mother.
Yeah.
She's getting into crypto now.
Yeah.
Cousins, friends, family, anybody. So, hey guys,
Everybody.
thank you so much. And we'll talk to you guys all tomorrow.
All right. See y'all.